Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another fun-filled episode of Race Day TV, the live show. I'm Mark. That's Ben. That's John. That's all we got.
No, it's not.
It's not.
It's not.
The mouth of the Northeast.
I'm here, guys.
Oh, boy.
How is everybody? Everybody good? That's good.
Bob has been here. He rolled in. Mike's like, are you sure he's going to come? I'm like, he shows up at like the last possible
second. He shows up whenever he wants. He just shows up.
Yeah, I actually work for a living, guys. Sorry.
Bob rolled in at 5:57, and in that time, alienated Mike, pissed Ben off, told John he was fat, and then said he was the best driver to ever graced any racetrack.
I mean,
That's all valid.
I don't see any lies there.
Yeah.
I do nothing but speak the truth.
That was pretty much the extent of what just happened.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I looked at you. I was like, will you shut up and save it for the air?
I am the best.
I saw it. Well, I see you now. You're doing a whole new thing where you're king auto mechanic online now. I went and watched that. That was good. Actually, I got to give you credit. That was really good.
Yeah,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Nobody was talking to you.
Okay.
But I've been seeing it a lot now, and it's just mechanics getting so bad. And when it's that bad, I have to kind of share it because I don't like it. And it bothers me. Be a better person.
I actually sat and
Be
watched
more like
it.
me.
Be more like you?
Yeah.
What is it like to be like Bob?
It's tough, man. Everybody comes by. You know, Charlie was at the shop earlier. He's like, man, how do I be more like you, Bob? I'm like, I don't think you can do it, Charlie. You're short and you're fat.
Honestly, Bob, I didn't think the world was ready for you. And now you have two sons, correct?
Yes.
You have two sons that are probably going to be just like you.
My 2-year-old is going to be definitely just like me.
Oh, boy.
Crap.
Listen to you.
What?
Oh, yeah. We need another person that's just going to go buy everything and complain
No.
about everything. And
No, my kids are going to probably be spoiled little brats. I don't have to take care of the rest of their life.
that's what I'm saying. They're going to go buy everything and
They're
more
not
everything
gonna buy
else.
everything.
Everything. All of us. The world
All
is
of us?
the world is going to be owned by the Bazowski twins.
So what happens? They're gonna bring back slavery, and my kids are gonna start
Whoa,
buying
whoa,
people.
whoa, whoa.
You said buy everything and everyone.
I didn't say anything about slavery.
Oh my God.
That's where Bob draws the line.
Yeah, well, I would too.
I'm not into that.
Yeah. I agree with you.
Well, I'm not trying to get canceled with you over there.
Oh my God.
We can't get canceled. He owns the network.
Not this early in the show.
Jay, just stop it, Jay.
So what's new? You know, besides I'm going to win all the street stock races, but Super
We already
Street.
knew
Sorry.
that, though. That's not new.
Yeah, that's not new. Everyone's known that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
What do you have for a car? What is it?
It's a metric car, Monte Carlo.
Did you build it? Did you buy it?
So I don't know if you remember a little ways back, Jimmy Renfrew had one that he raffled that Kevin Brown ended up with. He won the raffle on it.
Yes.
And then Kevin Brown raffled it again to
Yeah.
Grant.
Yes.
And then I bought it from Grant. So I have a thing with race cars and racing is I'm like the kind of total opposite from Ben, as I don't like to spend a lot of money on racing. I hate that.
No. Bob likes to go, oh, everyone's doing this. I'm going to go far left or right and do that instead.
Don't we take lefts?
Yes, but I'm saying.
Ben takes a right
I take
into
a
the
right
wall.
into
Oh
the-
yeah, I just gotta go straight. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like spending a lot of money on it. It's a hobby
You just
to
missed
me.
downtown, by the way, too. He was here not too long before you were here, and he's like, who's on today? I was like, Bob. And he's like, I gotta get the F out of here. I was like, come on, stay on the show. He's like, not a chance in hell.
Kevin Brown actually messaged me and said he's looking forward to watching me race this year. He thinks I'm gonna do all right, so that's kind of cool.
And you know what, Chris, you're right. You can't rev a V8 to 15,000 RPMs.
I know. I'm really this whole V8 6,000 RPM thing is not really my thing. But we're gonna try it. I'm gonna see.
I mean, didn't Honda make a V8 motor at one time?
Can I run that?
I mean, you can do whatever you want, but it's just when the tech's gonna. Yeah.
Almost got him on the air. That would have been proof.
Yeah, you would have clipped that little piece right there.
Yeah, watch this video real quick. He said I could run this.
When we were at the banquet and Ben
In
was
the
giving
text,
stuff
yeah.
away when he was drunk, somebody's like, he's going to remember that. I'm like, actually, and I took my camera out and I was like, Ben, say that again right now. And I have it on tape just in case he forgot.
Yeah, every
Which
year.
part was it?
It was when you told Carlos he could do his practice day at Claremont and you didn't have to pay Mike because he won it last year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, he never used it.
Yes.
every banquet, White Russians get the best out of Ben.
Yeah.
Every year.
Every banquet.
You know, it's weird.
And every banquet he goes in, he's like, I'm not going to really drink anything tonight.
No, because
7 White Russians later.
because
Dude, he had 5 that were unfinished during dinner this year because people
this
kept
is the
bringing them.
only time, literally the only time I go, I can't finish these. I can't.
I had to look at
can't
him. I
do
go,
it.
Ben, you don't have to drink all those. He was like coming up for air. He's like,
No, that's just me.
That's just
after
him
walking
breathing.
around.
yeah. No, he's just gulping White Russians and eating Alfredo pasta. I'm like, dude, you should just like take a break. This is not gonna end well for you at
but
all.
the pasta absorbs the alcohol.
Yeah.
But yeah, I drove 2 Camaros. Didn't like either one. I actually drove Ben's Camaro once. I didn't like either one. And so I figured I'd try a metric car. And it was cheap. So that's why I got it.
Chris Bolton wants to know how many B16s did you put in that? Oh, sorry, B16s did you put in that thing?
2.
I saw you blow up more than that. I mean,
But
weren't
I've only put 2 in it. I haven't had to actually change the motor. I was able to fix them. I only put 2 in it. So
Well, there was one year you blew up every.
So
race.
my first year, I did 17 races. I blew up 15, and I wrecked twice. Didn't finish one race.
Was that the?
And you were so fast. That was the worst part. He was so
I would
fast.
get, and it was crazy. One of the races at Star, Tyler was announcing, and I had a hard time every single week. And I remember I went all the way through the field. I took the lead, and Tyler was on the mic, and he was like, "Oh, he just took the lead. He just gotta hope it stays together." And as soon as he says it, and then it blows up, I'm like, it's like he hit a switch or something.
Why does it blow up?
Like I said, I never came from racing. I've always been into Mustangs. I built a lot of street Mustangs. And Hondas from the factory, for like fuel economy, their valves are 2-piece. And they're a stainless steel head stem with a mild steel face. And they spin them at like 700,000 RPMs, and they mend them together. So when I would, shave the head till I couldn't anymore and turn 12,000 RPMs, it would get so hot that the head of the valve would just fall off, and it would just.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Weird. Everybody else
shit.
has stayed together.
I don't turn. No one turns RPM like I do.
They weren't, especially back then. I remember the
I
first
remember
time,
that
dude,
car.
you showed up with that mini stock. I think it was at Star, and you went out on the track for practice. And I remember verbally hearing people go, "What the fuck? What is that?"
I guess I don't know this one.
Everybody.
That was the first one you actually
It was a box.
right?
yeah,
It was a
my
box.
was a-
Monte Carlo friend
Oh,
once.
yeah.
Yeah, Monte Carlo. I was destined for
remember
Monte
that car.
Carlo.
It was it was
But
straight
like I said,
all
I
the way
don't.
down.
I do not come from racing. No one of my family is from racing. I get into it because it kept me out of trouble in the street, and I would blow a motor Saturday, put one in Saturday night, blow it up Sunday at Hudson, put another one in for Saturday, and I did it all year. So people are like, "Oh, I'm having a tough year. I can't get my stagger right." I'm like, I don't want to hear it.
yeah.
You don't know what a tough year is. I know what a tough years are. You know what? Charlie Baldwin had a real tough time in Florida.
Didn't he get like third?
He got 4th, and there was like nothing behind him besides like 1975 Monte Carlo.
Well, didn't like a glorified Ridge Runner beat him?
Yeah, so Charlie,
yeah.
everybody talks bad about metric cars. I want to clear the air on this. Dylan,
Hold, please.
Dylan,
There you go.
Dylan, what won? Metric car. Florida against Charlie, what won? Metric car. And what got second? Second place, the car was automatic and it had exhaust manifolds. And third was Watson's IROC with a crate. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either.
Well, you know what? Because Charlie's, is he running a crate motor or has he got a built motor?
No, he runs a crate, but that was a built.
Ever since that one time I ran in Florida where I was down a cylinder and I was able to pass everyone on the corner because I was down horsepower.
Nobody was there.
You know what, Bob?
I really don't mean it. It just
happens.
It just comes out. I get it.
That's probably one of the funniest things Bob's ever.
I hate you so
it
much.
just happens.
The one time I did decent in Florida. Yeah, how about that? Okay, the one time I did
All right,
decent
we'll
in
go with
Florida.
that.
Is that okay with you?
Top
Sure.
12.
I mean,
Okay.
It'd be like that day that I finished.
You asked me to come on the show.
I finished 6th just because there was only 6 cars left. I was 5 laps down, but still finished 6th.
Anyway, I had less horsepower, but I was able to round the corner because I didn't have so much goddamn power. You had to feather the thing. You just put it right to the floor and go. So ever since then,
I drove Charlie's car at Hudson. That was terrible, and that's got a crate in it, and I still couldn't put it to the floor. Like, this is useless. Even the crate's too much. In my opinion,
the new crates.
Crate.
Look at that. Jimmy Zellman said that you taught him ride height.
I did.
Uh-oh. John's quitting.
I thought I heard a knock on the door. Maybe it's pizza. I'm hungry.
What, you ordered pizza?
That'd be awesome if it was.
I did teach him right. I'll lend a hand to anybody. I'll help anybody. I mean, I didn't do that.
He didn't even touch it. Didn't touch it. Yeah, let's fix it. There we go.
And it's crazy because I'm just getting into street stocks now, and you'll watch. You'll see everybody in the pits come over to me asking for help. That's how it goes.
Well, you're the reason Baldwin runs good, right?
Pretty much. I mean, I'm Charlie's actually therapist on the side too, so I keep him going. Without me, Charlie's nothing.
He does thank you
He
everywhere.
has to. Without me, he's nothing. He knows that.
All right, so I heard there's an ongoing bet that if you win, is it the series or one of the championship, or just win a race?
What, he has to kiss my ass?
Yes.
No. I don't even have to win the race. I just have to beat Charlie.
Okay, but if he breaks and you beat him, it counts.
That was never said.
So it's pretty much if you just finish in front of him. Hold on.
Let's leave two of us sitting next to Bob.
Charlie, you were just in my shop a while ago, being like, "Wow, Bob, you're so cool."
We should have had him come on too.
I'll kiss your ass, no stipulations.
Charlie talk?
He's like, I just want to kiss your ass. How do I do it? Bob just has to buckle his seatbelt.
So that's the rule, and it has to happen on the front stretch.
Really?
That's the bet.
No, I'm down for that. That's good. That'll sell tickets. Well, no, because maybe not for that week, but then people are going to go to work and be like, dude, I saw some guy kiss another guy on the ass at the racetrack. You should see it. You got to come down.
Oh, we'll clip that right up, too, and put it right on the internet.
I'm sorry. That screams like the Hudson Speedway I grew up at. They'd be like, all right, it's halftime. Whose ass?
and he agreed to it. I know. This is what it is.
Was it his idea or yours?
Obviously mine.
It sounds like something that Charlie said as a joke, and Bob's writing a fucking contract on a napkin.
No, it was, I think, whatever we were down.
Baldwin says absolutely
He's
not.
lying, because I have two witnesses. Chris Quinn, who sucks, he's a witness, and Charlie Baldwin's a witness. Mike Richards is a witness. So he said if I beat him, doesn't matter when, if I beat him, he will kiss my ass, bare cheeks.
Charlie, tell us what the truth is. I'm watching the chat right now. So while we're going to listen to him tell more lies, I want to hear the truth.
Was Chris live down there? Was it Chris that went live?
Yeah.
I was with Mike at some racetrack down there, and I was watching some of it, and I couldn't even pay attention. An hour and a half later, I go on the phone. They're still racing, and he goes, "Hey, where's Charlie?" And I look, and I go, "He's stuck behind, I think, 2 Pro V8 cars." It was. They were like the big barred up like derby cars. They were huge.
So the reason it took so long down there, they didn't use Speedy Dry.
Oh.
What are
They
they
tell me they're using rags, right?
No, they used house towels, put them down, and then wrung them out in a bucket.
No, they did not.
Honest to God, and then grab some dirt from the infield of the track and would kick it in on the track, and that was it. It was
Stop. You're giving Ben ideas.
No.
I would quit. If we ever got that low, I would quit. I've seen some dumb stuff.
So that track was so strange. If you wreck somebody, spin them out. Like one guy spun a guy out, and his hood and his fender was like hanging off the car. He pulled up in the front stretch. His crew guy, whatever, came out. It was Charlie. It was worded. See, he knows it's true.
You should have got it in writing. That's what I'm saying.
I'll force him to do it.
No, that'll get tickets.
So if you pull up and
See, Bob, did you ever learn anything when you were acting dumb at Hudson this year? And I said, "Oh, wait a minute, hold on." I took out my phone and then I recorded you being dumb so we could show you later. That's what you need to do.
But I don't have to because I have witnesses, so it doesn't matter. It'll hold up in court.
But witnesses lie.
Huh?
All right, Charlie, we need to know how it was worded.
So you get your spot back.
What?
You dump somebody, and your panels are hanging off, and you pull over, and they rip it off. You get your spot back.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So Charlie gets a flat because he got spun out and pulls off the racetrack like go tail. Charlie got spun tail. tail. I'm like, how come some people get to stay in this spot and Charlie has to go tail?
Your car's too pretty, boy. Go
Because
out
Watson got spun out, and
Didn't half of his car not make the end of the race?
Yeah.
I think I saw pictures of that.
so every panel except for the passenger side door was ruined.
And then you boot kick it.
No, Mike Richards did. Hey, one panel we know what to fix, and he booted it.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That's from Days of Thunder.
Yes.
Yes, I know.
I'm like Cole Trickle.
You know, you're better than that.
I'm like Cole Trickle and Harry in one.
Yeah, there you go. There you
You're
go.
a Harry Cole Trickle?
I'm Harry Trickle. I'm Harry Tickle.
Wow.
Harry Tickle.
Tickle.
All right.
That
How come Charlie's not saying nothing?
I know, Charlie. How was it worded?
He can't spell very good, so it's taking a little while.
Were you there that
He's
day?
got hooked on phonics trying to figure out how to
Oh,
spell
I don't
words.
know if he was driving for someone else or if he was driving his own car. And he come off turn 4 and hit the wall or something. The whole right side came off it. Everybody swarmed him in the pits looking at his car. Were you there that day?
No.
No? Ask him about that. That was a good day.
I remember the day at Hudson when Peter Jarrett's whole body came off.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Like bumper, hood, fenders, windshield, roof.
all in one
up.
piece came right
The
off.
whole
Yep.
thing.
Was I
it
racing? Was I racing then?
It was Outlaws.
You were already in the
Yeah.
pits by that point.
Yeah, I was probably lapped down, blown up or something.
No, because he always started on the pole, so he might have been in the front for a little while.
Yeah. You
How
did
did
always
start
start.
on
Yeah.
the
What
pole
was
every
that?
week? You know why? Remember the whole buying everything I talked about earlier?
White envelopes.
Hey, Bobby.
That wasn't me.
Yeah, that screams Big Matt, isn't it?
I ought to have my kid win.
No, I know. And after like the 5th time, I go, Bob, can you just put me in the back? I am horrible. Just put me in the back. Oh, we put the fast cars in the back. I go, no, you don't.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
You did. You had some good races. I shouldn't say that.
No. I was racing a dragster.
Yeah.
Car didn't turn. Car never turned.
No, we did a couple times. I remember one time I went up to him. It was after a practice. I go, Ben, that thing looks awesome.
Yeah, and then did I
And then
leave
he goes,
my dad?
Ben goes like this. He goes, look what my dad's doing. The whole car's ripped
all
apart.
4 off, yeah.
I'm like,
Yep.
what is he doing? Ben's like, I don't know. I told him not to touch it. He touched everything.
Yeah.
And then it was terrible.
Matt's probably watching. We were in
No,
Florida.
that's all right. If he is, I told him. I remember once he did this to me to Florida. He was looking at Travis Eddy's car. Now Travis Eddy has the best of the best stuff. And
Oh,
it's
and you don't?
No,
not compared to that kid.
Not compared to this guy.
Not for
And
what they're running, at
My
least.
dad looks at it, and I go, "Oh no, no! He's gonna try and copy that suspension. That our suspension is completely different." Travis was running big bar, small springs. We were running big spring, small bar. So
Hudson.
my dad's cranking bar into the car.
Yeah, Thompson.
And Dave Blanchard just looks at me and goes, "You're going to go straight." That's it. I go, "There's nothing I can do. I can't talk him out of it."
And knowing Ben, he didn't go any slower into that corner at all.
9 rounds. Dude, the car was like this, just sitting like this. I go, "Oh, man, this is going to suck." So I go out. I'm just going to drive it like I do, like an idiot.
Yeah, we know.
Coming out, I go slow a couple hours, and then I started hammering in into turn 1. Turn left, this goes the wall straight in. Oh, it was horrible.
You remember-
Oh,
He
it's
hits
horrible.
every wall.
Yeah, no, it's kind of it's like his
It's a
thing.
Polish thing,
Yeah.
okay? It's a Polish
You remember
thing.
it was you'll remember this. You and I think Erickson were racing side by side, and it was every week Eric Sands in that black 09. Absolutely, he
Dude,
went around
dirt
both of you
tracking
guys
that thing.
sideways. I have no idea to this day how
but the
that
problem
car
is
was so
after,
fast.
After 30 laps, he'd just go right to the back because there'd be no right rear
I remember
left on
he'd
that
come
thing.
in after the race and there was 0 tire left.
None.
I'm like, how was that just fast?
Fast too.
Dude, I mean, he was completely sideways. He passed me, and I could see the whole side of his car
Everybody
right in the
passed
corner.
you.
Yeah, I know. But I'm just like, how is
He
that?
had the other car though, like yours. When he came out on the track, people were like, "What the hell is that? Just monster truck motor in this old clapped out."
I mean, Ben is probably one of the easiest persons I've ever seen for like peer pressure or trying to get him to do stuff. We were standing there watching the
Dare me to
race,
do it.
and I was like, Ben, get out there and do the spectator
I
race.
was with my red
He
truck.
takes his mint Dodge out there. I'm like, what is this kid doing? And then
Why
ever
not?
since then, I was like, man, this kid is gonna be fun to be around.
yeah.
Ben, you should do this. Okay. Ben, you should do this.
Oh, it's not even that hard anymore.
All right, no, here.
Tell the thing you told me.
We're at the snow race, and he goes, Brandon Gray, his car's the first in lineup. He goes, I should go dump snow on Brandon Gray's car. And I go,
I'm in the skid steer, by the way.
if you want to, yeah. He goes, dare me to do it. I'm like,
I dare you.
I go, go ahead. And he's like, all right.
No, remember when I bought Keith Walton's Enduro car and we turned it into a mini stock and you're like, don't let off.
He didn't.
Okay, I didn't let off.
No, you did it in Jay's car first. We went for a practice day at Hudson, and
Which one was it? Was it
my old CRX that Jay had.
Okay, yeah.
I go, Ben, you just gotta drive it into the center. And he just like, I don't know what it was, but he just like drove past the corner and like was almost in the woods. I'm like, what is he doing?
Jay did?
No, him.
Oh.
me?
Yeah.
Well, because I never driven front wheel drive. He goes, yeah, you don't let off. I'm like, okay, so I just didn't let off.
Yeah, but he like also didn't turn.
I did. I made the corner.
yeah, after it.
But I still made it.
How come Charlie didn't say anything?
I think it's connection lost. Charlie, are you there? You should call him and put him on speakerphone.
I don't know his number.
Really?
Yeah, I really don't like him. I don't know why he hangs out in the shop.
Spun out 1 and 2.
I remember going. I saw Townsend at
Spun out
either
1
Hudson
and
or
2.
Star one day, and I don't know why I looked inside of his car. Remember when he had the roller wheel on his gas pedal?
I drove that thing. I hated that.
I don't know how anybody could do that.
It actually drives wicked nice.
I'm sure it's smooth.
When you like stop thinking that you're driving a caster wheel.
Right. It's like you're like, I don't know. You just
I drove
on a rollerblade.
that Star one night, and I was going for the lead on Little Jimmy, and it started like dying in the corner. And I was like, Jay, it's losing like a TPS or something. I ended up getting third, and then he texted me afterwards, like, I was out of gas. I'm like,
it's out of gas.
I would rather you told me there was something wrong with it.
Right. Yeah. So back when you were Bobo in the Spectator, where were you getting all those cars? Were you just buying them and
I would knock on doors all day.
no shit?
I used to get so many Spectator cars. One of them I had for a while, and I just
Which
kept
one?
putting my MX-3. I just kept putting motors in it.
Oh, I remember, because I remember someone took you out and blew it up, and you fought him in the infield.
What?
I remember that because you shoved it. Like, you son of a bitch! I'm like, oh.
So I had one good one. I think it might have been Gage's dad. I think it was Gage's dad was out there in a Monte Carlo.
Oh, Brian?
It was a built Monte Carlo. It might not have been, but it was. I think it was, but I don't remember. Anyways, he had a built Monte Carlo, and I came on the inside of him to go buy him, and he like hooked me into turn one
Yeah.
wall. So I was a terrible driver, which didn't last long, but I was. So I was wicked mad, and I never lifted. I almost blew the right front off it, and I drove in on the backstretch, and I jacked him up, and I drove both of us right into the wall, and I broke the frame in the car and everything. It was so mad. I'm like, hey,
What are you gonna do?
don't start.
The first time I ever saw a Spectator race at Hudson, it was a pickup truck put a car into the backstretch wall. Like coming out of two, just held it right up. And
Yeah, sounds about right.
I was like, what is going on here?
I was in my MX-3, which was so beat up, and then a WRX STI pulled up next to me, and I was like, damn, I'm gonna lose.
The one that did it blow up on the star line? Was
No,
it that one? No, I think that was Jay.
I think Big Randy was the flag guy then. And he
Yeah.
comes over, he's like, Bob, you can't hit this car. And this guy runs down. I was like, all right, I won't hit it. That's fine. So Randy walks away, and the guy puts his window up. I go, my window no. I go, hey, as soon as that flag drops, I'm driving right near your door. They dropped the flag. He didn't even move.
Yeah, no,
he just
I
stayed there. I knew I was going to lose. So I won.
oh my god.
And that's what I'm going to do this year. I'm going to get in everybody's head all day.
Well, we're doing that again, and I'll have a post out. I was talking to Ben. We're doing Spectator race and Spectator drags at Hudson every week as long as time allows, just like we used to.
It was
End of the
awesome.
night. Yeah, man. And that's what I was telling to Ben is like even I think I've said it on here is like back at Hudson, even people that weren't race fans, even if the racing was shit, at the end of the night they knew they were going to see something.
So the big thing about Hudson is people like to go to Hudson to watch chaos.
Yeah. Yep.
And they like to watch like unorganized chaos. Like someone brings a nice car out and ruins it.
Like that Corvette. Remember
I
that
remember
Corvette?
I got a nice, it was a Thunderbird Turbo Coupe. It was mint.
You don't find those very often.
So I pulled it out, and we were doing one-on-one drags. I remember I pulled onto the start finish line, and I got out, and I spray painted Bobo on the door. And people were all so mad because
Yep.
it was mint. And then I did a flagpole race with it, and I drove it straight into the tire because it was rotted to death, and it ended up like folding the bottom under it. Everybody was
People love that.
It's
What is
laughter.
the craziest thing you've seen at Hudson? I'm going to ask all because you guys grew up down there. I don't know any of this.
The craziest thing that I watched that I kind of had a part of doing was I was in a spectator race in a probe, and Buddy was driving an '89 Rabbit.
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
God, all
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
I was coming on the inside of it was like a '98 Oldsmobile Cutlass front wheel drive thing. I was coming the inside of him, and Buddy was on the outside of him, and I didn't see him there. And I hit the Cutlass, and the Cutlass hit Buddy, and Buddy went end over end forwards.
What?
Like 5 times into the woods.
Oh my God.
So they red flagged the race, and then all of a sudden, here comes Buddy used to have a helmet that didn't fit his head, so it was
Yeah,
like
the big white one. Yeah.
So here he comes running out of the woods. He's like, get me another car. And Scotty Terrell brings him another car out. I was like, this guy just flipped like 7 times forward, like end over end. He was fine.
Yeah, you don't care. I've always said that about Buddy. I go, the best part about Buddy is like he'll go out and there'll be a guy dead, right? Stuck there, scared for his life in turn 1, and he'll give him a push off the track, and people are like, that's awesome, yeah. And then he'll fence a guy off the back stretch for no reason.
I remember watching him in the Howler one year. In the Howler, he was pushing people off the track. He was stopping in the front stretch, pushing people off. Never got a scratch. Ended up driving the car on the street for 2 years afterwards. I was like, no one goes in a Howler and doesn't get ruined.
Yeah, he's got his big helmet. yeah.
Yeah, there's been a lot of crazy stuff at Hudson.
I mean, one of the more recent things is probably the scariest thing when we had that rollover in that Blazer. That was,
Yeah, Gardino's wife there.
Oh, no, we don't know because that happened on the street, supposedly. We don't know.
I don't care. Happened right in front of me, wherever the hell it happened. That was nuts. But, yeah, I remember we just, I can't really, back then it wasn't like, oh, that's scary. That was the normal.
You know what I mean? You'd see someone taking like a Durango out and the whole thing would get ripped in half.
Yeah.
Like the guy would be in the cab over there.
2 people that say something about Shane Dillon with a red
Yeah.
Firebird. What?
Yeah.
Enlighten me.
Shane Dillon would wreck everybody. So
He was the show.
I raced against Shane Dillon when I had my Crown Vic, and he had a 1-ton Chevy van.
The villain. The villain.
And I was kind of after Shane Dillon. I didn't really see him race, but they were all like, "Oh, Shane Dillon's out there," and me being me, I'm like, "Who's this?"
I'm
like,
Bob.
"All right,
Yeah.
I'm Bob."
You know Bob?
I'm the great Bob Williams.
So I ended up spinning him out in the van, and then I came back around him, and I remember touching the bumper in the van because it was inside
Yeah.
the Crown Vic. I was like, wow, this guy is no
He
joke.
had no care. Yeah, him and actually Randy's dad, Randy. That's his dad's name too. But yeah, Psycho Phillips. They used to have. He had a black Trans Am or something, and Shane had a red one, and they would just week after week, and the fans would go nuts over these guys.
It's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. So it's the reason, that, and I said it to these guys all the time, it's the reason that I fell in love with this sport. I'd go there and be like, what the fuck's going on? But it was the best. And you had something to talk about. I mean, this is years later and we're still talking about it, but all week you just talked to your buddies who couldn't give less of a shit about all of this stuff and maybe drag one of them to the track, you know?
But what's cool
Carlo says Shane was nuts. Some lady flipped out on him because he sprayed the crowd with a super soaker.
That sounds right. Yeah. Somebody actually mentioned, remember Crazy Neil?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I
Remember he
remember.
fell off the truck?
He said
Yes.
his crash was the worst. Provo said, "What is that? What is this crash?"
Well, I don't. One of them I remember. I tell this story all the time. Is,
one went one way, one with the other, didn't he?
I don't know if that was him. That might have been him actually. That sounds about right.
Neil Dorian?
Yes, Neil.
Yeah,
Neil
that was
Doran.
him.
His but he had Big Bob decides he's going to do a figure 8 again in like 2011, 2012, and they didn't prep the X or anything. He was like, yeah, we're going to do it, whatever, and it was dry.
Oh, I did it one year. It was terrible.
It just dust everywhere. And Neil come out with this full-size Tahoe, like a 90s Tahoe, huge with a ram killer on the front of it. And all of a sudden, you couldn't see the X, and you just heard boom.
Oh.
And they're throwing the red. It took them 20 minutes to stop everybody because nobody could see the guy all waving the red flag. And they come to a stop, and he had hit right in the middle of an X with some kind of sedan. And I just remember the guy sitting there, and he climbs out. The motor and tranny were in the center console. Oh. Put the whole dash is shoved back, the steering wheel's off, and the guy just got out and walked away. Absolutely not. I remember being a kid in the infield. It was right before I started working there, looking at that thing. Just, I couldn't believe the guy didn't die.
Well,
Motor and tranny sitting right there.
That was like when Cody Parker got hit at Star. When Wainwright hit him, he had his seatbelts wrong.
Yeah.
He had him to the floor of the car, not to the cage.
Yeah.
And it like pulled him through the seat.
His seats split.
His seats tore in half.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Somebody else just said, hold on, I want to get back because these are crashes I don't know. Jim Walsh hitting the dirt mound with Steve Clark.
Oh, that dirt mound was the best thing. I don't know who found that. Somebody found
Buddy
it.
hit it
Buddy
with the
hit it.
Durango, and he got like 10 feet in.
Where was the dirt
I have
mound
a
at?
picture of that, I think.
It-
It's just because he's looking at the camera guy like this.
Yeah.
Picture the X. And you have like, it's like in the 3 and 4 section of the grass. It was
Yep.
right in the middle. There was, I don't know, 4 foot tall dirt mound.
Wasn't there something still similar to that before you redid the X?
Yeah.
I remember those.
Yeah.
Okay, is that the one you're talking?
But when like cars would hit it, they would come at it fast, but they would stop because they couldn't actually get to the jump, and then it would go up.
Yeah, well,
I
yeah.
hit that with my Mustang once.
Well, the problem, what happened eventually was guys were hitting it with like SUVs, and they were tearing like a big
They're putting a wicked
angle,
lip on it.
and then guys are going to hit it with a sedan, and they're hitting a brick wall at like 80 mile an hour. You know, I remember Scotty Duvall. He goes up in the air and he lands, and then he just stopped. Like he wasn't moving, nothing. They threw the red. They bring him out there. He like, I don't know, twisted his spine or broke his back or something because he had his wallet in his ass. It was in his back pocket. When he landed, his spine went like that.
Yeah. Hudson used to have some crazy stuff.
Yeah. Oh, we'll get back to that.
Yeah, we're slowly getting back to that.
It used to be crazy. I used to love it. I used to do, the flagpole, spectator, and one-on-ones every week.
Yep.
And I put a clutch in my car every week. And all my buddies are like, Bob, just run a class. I'm like, no,
yeah,
that's stupid.
And Dan,
Yeah,
yeah,
'cause that's when I had the Mustang.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
that was
what
fun.
it'd be good to see Danny and those guys come back.
One
That'd be
of the flagpole races, I actually got hit so hard I got stuck on top of the tire.
yeah.
Yeah. Buddy Wilkins actually came. Buddy was in like a 60s Buick Electra, and he came around the tire, and I was looking down at him, and of course he's staring at me. He's like, "Hey," I'm like, "Get me off of here!"
Yeah.
Here he comes. Next lap round, I feel, wham! And Buddy just smokes the tire, and I get off. I was like, "This is crazy."
By the way, Baldwin did respond to you. He said he doesn't have to worry about that with the shoebox you're building. So
Yeah, everything. Ask him again. What beat him in Florida? A shoebox. What won at Dillon? A shoebox. I'm so tired of these people like, oh, you need aero. No, you don't. You just need something that turns, Charlie.
Danny and Dave Gill hitting head on at the finish line was crazy.
Yeah, that was when I fruited out on both of them because that was like right when I first bought the track and.
That was when he was worried about the grass, folks. He's not worried about the grass anymore.
No, what it was is insurance because my.
That too,
No, 'cause
yeah.
what happened was that everyone put the fear of God.
I beat Charlie. He's
Justin
not
Harris
good.
did beat Charlie. I already beat Charlie in the van race. Charlie started in front of me, and I passed him. I've already beaten both Baldwins, and I beat George in the R&R race. So, I mean,
Did he finish?
no.
Oh, okay.
But before he pulled off, I did go by him.
So what you're saying is opening day, he already has to kiss your ass.
I mean, probably. I mean, they're going to be lucky if any of them ever get to win it all this year.
I can't wait for you to go out there. And
Me neither.
this is going to be fun.
But like I had said to Charlie, it's a win-win for me. Everybody expects me to suck in a street stock. So if I beat Charlie, hey, you just got beat by Bob. If Charlie beats me, he should beat me, correct?
That's true.
Yeah.
He should.
So it's a win-win for me.
So if you go out there and suck anyways,
So
it
either
doesn't
way,
matter.
Charlie looks stupid.
Bob's driver's side frame wheel is 6 inches shorter than the passenger. Everyone's giving secrets now.
Nope. It's 100% factory.
That was Chris Foltz's escort. Remember?
John Foltz.
John Foltz. John.
He hit the wall so hard at Star that night.
Oh. Yeah, he hit that Todd guy.
Todd Clark.
Clark, yes. And he was fast, too, in that little Saab. Remember that in the spectators for a while? Oh, he was parked.
John hit a ton.
He was parked for like, I don't know, 3-4 laps, stuck on the outside wall, this guy. And John came up on the outside. Leon was on the inside, and there was a bunch of cars parked, and they came, and they both kind of swerved to get out, and John just went beeline right into this
He
park.
hit so it's still on like YouTube. Hard crash at Star. John
the whole
hit so
car
hard.
went up in the air. Like,
I'm going to have to look that up later.
What's funny is that motor out of that car is in Chris Quinn's Pure Stock.
Really?
Yeah.
No, yeah, okay.
Isn't he racing mini stock this year?
No.
I thought that he was saying he was.
No, he registered for Pure Stocks, Hudson.
Oh, I thought last year at the end of the year he was saying that he was
Did you
going
see
to
him
run
race
one.
a Pure Stock? He can't race a mini stock.
Who's making beat by Bob stickers?
I remember when I didn't know who Chris was, and he finished, I don't know, third. And I go down there and I interview him, and he goes, yeah, I just want to thank Bob Williams and Charlie Baldwin and those guys for getting me into this. And I was like, oh, man, good luck. I was like,
So
oh, no.
the ongoing joke with Chris is Chris came to Freedom Factory the year you came down,
Yeah.
and he was like, wow, he never seen it before. He's like, this is so cool. So I go out and I do the race or whatever, and I come in and he goes, Bob, why didn't you just like
Drive around
go
all those
buy
guys.
I'm like, what? I go, you know this is like the best of the best mini stocks around, right? He's like, yeah, but if you just go buy them, you can win. I'm like, yeah, that's the objective. So I was like, you know what? I'm tired of hearing this. I'm getting you in a car. And I got him that Escort. And every time he comes off the racetrack now, I'm like, Chris,
Why don't you go buy them?
why don't you just win? He's like, I so regret saying that. This is so much harder than I thought it was.
It's cool, though. He's like,
You created a monster.
a lot of guys get into the sport and they take it too serious, and then they get real frustrated. He seems like he just has fun.
Well, so the thing is with Chris is like I tell Chris, I'm like, Chris, this needs to be your hobby, is what it should be. You know what I mean? It's
fun.
supposed to be something. You know what I mean? We all work all week. We all have a job, so it's supposed to be something you can go blow off some steam, not add more frustration to your life.
Yep.
Like all these guys are gonna have when they get beat by me all the time.
Bob as a driving coach is a nightmare. Justin Harris said that.
Oh yeah, because Justin's such a good spotter. I'm in Florida. Justin's spotting for me. There's a huge wreck in turn 3, right? Justin comes on the spotter. Oh shit! I'm like, what? That's all he said. He didn't say anything else.
Oh shit!
I can see him saying that exact line
And then,
just
then
like
after
that.
I get out, I go around or whatever, I get by it. He just starts laughing.
Hey, you made it through.
Were you not
He
clear?
got you through.
But that, I mean, and I'll say it to anybody: racing has like the funnest times you'll ever have. You
It
know what I
is.
mean? It
And
really is.
not even, I don't race. You know what I mean? I think just
Oh,
the
you're
atmosphere,
gonna
the
try
people.
it once this year.
I mean, I've raced a handful of times, and I'll race again, but that's not my main focus, you know.
The
And
atmosphere and like being around the people, you know what I mean? You'll hate each other and then you'll be fine with each other. You know what I mean? That's what's cool about it. And Chris just loves it. Chris loves it. I mean,
think
he's
you
probably the
have to,
first one at
yeah.
Hudson every week.
yeah.
He loves it.
And just, I don't know. And
You know what I mean? And he's terrible, and he still loves it.
Hey, you need those guys.
He sat with
It
us
is
at the
defense.
banquet. He's like the nicest person
is.
in the
He's great.
world.
It is defense. He's actually not that bad,
He's not that good.
but he's not that bad.
That's coming from you.
Exactly.
How do you think you would have done in your mini?
He drove my Mini at Star.
Oh, did he?
Yes.
How did he go?
So my Mini has a data logger, so you can watch like what the car's running, and you have to go past half throttle to turn the data logger on.
And it didn't turn on.
And he never turned the data logger on. He's like, man, I felt like I was going so fast. I'm like, you weren't.
I did do that. I did park a Grand Prix off the backstretch tire wall. I did do that.
You did?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even remember. I don't remember whose car it was. Maybe Scotty Duval. He's like, yeah, you can drive it. I didn't know it had a spare donut on the left rear. Had no idea until I watched the video after. And I'm like, this thing sucks. Like, it would come off the corner and just do like a dip. And finally, I came off. I was slow. Buddy was gone. And I was like straight away ahead of Gage Woodside and Jimmy D. So I'm like, oh, fuck it. I'm just going to slow down and hit somebody. And there's a video of this. Gage Woodside comes across the front nose of me, and I just dump him into the infield into a light pole. And he goes off and almost rolls over. And then Jimmy got to my bumper, and he just tapped me and lifted that donut up. And when it settled, it sent me right off into the backstretch woods. And then, that other car that I won in, that was Randy Phillips' car. And he goes, you want to run it? I was like, sure. And I won that race, and then the worst feeling ever was that was my first win. It was really my first race, and I got out, and I was like waiting to hear my name, and I was like, "Fuck, I'm the guy that should." There's nobody announcing. I was like, God damn it.
Oh,
His first time there in Bob built car, and he didn't blow up or get lapped. Who knew Bob Williams' car could do that? Ooh. My car went out. I think he won a couple races.
Zelensky?
Yeah.
yeah. I don't
Yeah,
think
he
they're
was
talking
actually
about that.
he's really good in that car.
He almost got Maniatis at Lee.
Yeah.
He almost got him. Maniatis just out-experienced him.
He's very Maniatis in that car. Are a
So
tough combo
afterwards,
to beat.
Maniatis was like, "Man, I'm glad you weren't in that car." I'm like, "Yeah, I would have shipped you," because Maniatis kept slowing Zelensky down on entry, so Zelensky had no run. I said, "You should have shipped them." They get bumpers for reasons.
You still got that car? Or they sell it.
No, they have it.
They still have it.
They love that thing.
It's a cool looking car.
Fastest thing at Monadnock. He was cooking.
Yeah.
Who says, what are you, 50? He was cooking? Who says, go eat your supper.
Oh my God.
Get the clicker.
we have Jimmy D down here, and we have Jimmy Z over there now.
Yeah.
He's very good.
Jay-
yeah, Zelensky
Jay
is
not.
fast.
Jay is not.
Whatever happened to his little business that he was doing? What was that? He had shirts
Only podiums?
too. Yeah, only podiums.
He
Whatever
never
happened to
got
that?
one, so he had to close the business down.
It's false advertising.
In all seriousness, what do you consider a success this year? Because you are jumping up into something you're not used to, and I know you talk a big game, but you take this pretty seriously. So, well, kind of.
I just want to, get a feel of it, and I want to my brain has to understand everything.
I'm not looking at that comment
I
right
just
now.
saw that. And yeah.
My brain has to understand everything, everything with everything. So I drove 2 Camaros, hated them. So I need my own to try. You know what I mean? And I just want to.
What did you hate about the Camaro?
Tight, so tight, doesn't turn, terrible.
Metro curl
awful.
turn.
Just tight, gross. Ugh, it's like a pickup truck. It's got leaf springs. They're supposed to get you to the track, not be on the track. I don't know. I could hate the Metro car too, but at least the other reason I did a Metro car is it was cheap. I'm not into it for a lot of money. I'm trying to do a lot of things on the low side of it. So I'll probably be into the car for $10,000 all in, which is
Really good.
cheap for a Super
Yeah.
Street. And it will be nice. The body on it's gonna look sweet. It will look like an actual Monte Carlo, but it's gonna look sweet.
Monte
And,
Carlo.
Yeah.
Thought you doing a Malibu.
Malibu roof, Monte Carlo body.
Oh, okay.
But and we'll see what it does.
Townsend, yours is nowhere near as good as Harris's. This wasn't even in the same ballpark.
But realistically, my really only goal in what I'm gonna do is beat Charlie. I could care less when anything else happens.
If you beat him first race, you're done for the year?
Yeah, I'll let everybody else drive it.
I think you win the Mighty Mike this year.
I'll try.
I think you win the Mighty Mike.
And it was funny because when I first was talks about me getting a Super Street, everybody's like, "Oh, you're just a front wheel drive guy," and it's funny. Now all these guys are trickling into my shop, seeing what I'm doing, and now deep down when they talk to me, they're like, "Oh shit, I think he kind of knows what he's talking about." Yeah, I do. So get ready. Shane Burgos, pack filler. What is that? You can't talk either. You got a winning van and you're gonna lose.
I forgot
van
Shane
did he
had a
win?
yeah, I
Mine.
forgot he had a van.
Yeah, he got mine.
Didn't he race at the last Hippo race, that big
So
race?
he rented one from Steve Clark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he won mine on that raffle, or the one that I was driving. So the one I was driving has won every race it's finished. And now Shane gets
You know
it.
how it must have felt for some guy found a minivan, heard about that race online, stripped the thing, painted it all up, showed up, and then heard your fucking Odyssey rip by him.
What do you mean?
What is that? It's been a half a lap. Where are these guys coming from?
Well, everybody cried about the lineup I wanted to do because I wanted to do the lineup by like money won through the year. So if you won a race, you started in the back. If you didn't do a points race all year, you started towards the front. And if you did points races but didn't win any, you started in the middle. Chip draws 10, 10, 10. And they're like, no, we just want to pull chips. And then they're like, but we don't want you to pull a chip. I'm like, what?
I like the day you're walking by us with a armful of chain. You're like, you see nothing.
I see him with chain. I go, oh God. What's
Well,
he
it was
doing?
funny because
What's he
everyone's
doing?
like, oh, Bob's just cheating it up so much. And I'm like, I'll put a chain in anybody's van who wants one. and that's all I did to them.
You did a lot of work getting all those vans put together, though, didn't you?
I put all the roll bars in them, and I put exhaust on all of them, and I did put a chain. I cambered all I did was a chain on the left front, cambered the right front, and I spring rubbed the right rear. I did nothing else to them, and mine I never lifted. I never came off the rug.
Did you retire from the vans?
Yeah, that's not fair.
You said it was fun, though.
Yeah, it was, but it's not fair for everybody else if I do it. Do you see how easily I beat everybody? It's not fair.
It did look pretty easy.
Yeah, it's not fair. Like I was toying with Charlie on the outside. I'm looking at him. I'm like, man, I'm just gonna drive right by this kid, and it's gonna happen in the super streets.
Bob needs to build a pro stock just to beat our legal super street. Where's the legal super street at?
Where's your super street? You have a pro stock and a late model. But it was funny because Albie was my teammate or whatever, and he went out and practiced, and he wasn't as good as the van is, and he came. I went over to him like, Albie, I know you're a great driver. You're very smooth. And you're really good with race cars, whatever. I said, stop. He's like, what? I said, put your floor to the rug and leave it there. He's like, what?
The floor to the rug?
Just leave it there.
You know what he meant.
Just leave it there. And so I went out in the first race, and I came in. He's like, you never lifted? I'm like, no. He's like, I thought you were kidding. I'm like, no. I just keep it down. And then he went out in the second race and he won it. He was like, yeah, you really gonna just beat the hell out of it, huh? I'm like, yeah, they're like 5,000 pounds. So yes, you have to.
Well, speaking of pro stocks, we will have a couple of pro stock guys on next week. I think Casey Call and Joey Pohl are going to be on the show. So
yeah, after this year, I'll probably get like a pro stock or an ARCA ride or something.
yeah,
Get something like
I think
that.
a pro stock ride would be good because
Yeah.
then you could show up to Lee and beat like Cup drivers and win 30
know what I
grand and that's think about it, 30 grand. That's easy
Yeah.
money for you.
You know,
You show
it's
up.
You could build like 10 super streets with that.
You just
You would
show
love
up.
to take his money, too.
Yeah,
Dude, we call you like Bob Pollard. You could be real good. You could be Cole Who. And
But honestly, what my biggest thing is too about the super streets this year is I really hope there's a lot of cars.
Yeah.
Because that was one of the main reasons I wanted to do this is because everybody always says like, oh, Bob likes racing with 3 cars. No, I like racing with 50 cars. That's what I like. And but watch, I'll race this year and there'll be 6. And I hope Charlie gets beat by Chip.
Oh, my God. Let me throw that picture up you were sent over to me?
yeah.
Oh, God.
I think it's right there.
Yeah, we got those done. Elevate Design, Connor McDougall sent me that over. Those are going to be the feature win trophies for the Walter the Ice Cream Man tribute night at Lee. So those came out really good.
Here you go, Bob. You're going to have to go to Lee and win one.
I already told you I'm going to stay at Hudson. Well, if I get the car right, I'll bring it other places. But like even like with Chris, like last year I told Chris, I was like, Chris, stay at one track and figure it out.
And he didn't do that.
He's like, no, I want to go everywhere else and try everything else. I'm like, oh, good. So you're going to be okay at all of them instead of good at one of them. But he, like I said, Chris had a blast. He loves it. And that's honestly what the pure stock division is for people like him.
Yep.
He doesn't know anything. He just loves it. You know what I mean? And with the pure stocks, you don't have to do much to him. He's got a 91 Escort.
Right. That thing's been racing for a long time, too.
Well, actually, now he's got a Tracer.
That's what he
A
did say. That's
Tracer?
right.
Oh, is that that red car? That's oh
Yeah.
my God.
No shit.
Mercury Tracer. Well, they don't have many Escorts left.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know that. But no,
Yeah.
what I'm saying is, at my dad's junkyard, we used to crush those all the time.
Yeah, because they're shit boxes.
Yeah.
We were just driving somewhere the other day, and I saw a Tracer just in the wild on the road. And I was like, I haven't seen
Yeah,
one of
Chris
those
has a
cars for like
Tracer.
20 years on the road.
It's like maroon. Another thing that was good for Chris that I like for Chris is, he's not in. It's a lot easier to make an Integra or a Honda or almost anything else go good on the track. And that's why I said to him, I said, I want you in something that has less power and doesn't handle as good. And he's like, why? I'm like, because it's going to make you a better driver.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Charlie, that's why he wasn't good in the van, because he can only drive something that's perfect. You know what I mean? Mine's the best.
See what Harris said? Wait till Chris beats Jay.
Oh,
What's Jay running?
he bought Harmon's Del Sol.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I had
cheated
to-
up one?
and I had to fix everything on it.
How bad was it? All right, so now you've had it in your possession. How bad was that car? Can we talk about it?
Well, Jay's right here, so just tell him how bad it was.
Jay
Oh, he
knows.
probably knows. No, I'm saying how bad was it from Harmon?
I mean, it was rough. It's rough. It's what you would expect it to be. But what I will say is everybody also has to remember that thing's been in the fence like 6 times. I watched that thing wreck so hard at Lee.
Yeah.
I remember it was on the trailer, and the back wheels were here, and the front wheels were here. And I look at him, I'm like, what are you just going to pull the motor out of it? He's like, no, I'm going to fix it on the trailer.
Yeah.
And he was a star like the next weekend.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Were you there the night Nadu hit the front stretch wall at Lee?
No, but I watched it on race day when his windshield like blew out of it.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
The windshield went 20 foot up in the air. Boom! I've never seen that happen before.
Another good one that was on race day was when Vinyl hit the wall.
Oh, at Lee, yeah.
It was like really good coverage of wham. I'm like, oh, that's.
It was him and someone, Trevor Rock or something like someone
Yes.
else. They both just went straight in the outside fence.
Trevor
You know the
Walk
best
went,
one on the wall?
Trevor Walk went turn 1.
No, that was Brusso.
Brusso, yeah.
That was Andrew Brusso.
Oh, it was?
Yeah,
I
maybe
think
it was
both of them hit fairly similar together, Vinyl and Rock,
It was
if I
Vinyl
remember
and
right.
someone.
No, it was Trevor Rock. I remember that.
I know Brusso hit turn 1. That was bad.
Yes, and then
I said to Brusso, I go, when I'm at Lee alone and I go over to turn 1, I can still hear that wall yelling.
the worst one I've seen at Lee was that vintage car.
Oh, that was
Oh,
bad.
I did. So I felt like an idiot because I didn't see that
way.
happen. Yeah, right. I hear boom, and I was over off on the back of the announce tower. I was on the golf cart. I go over to turn 1, and there's a guy, the other guy in that accident. He's climbing out of the car. I go, "You all right?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm fine." I was like, "Okay, we're good." 2 feet up there, I didn't find it. No, there was the ambulance. They're getting the guy out. I'm like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, he's not good.
I'm like, "Never mind." Yeah, never mind.
Harmon hit the wall at Freedom Factory before the car even was done rolling down the hill. He was out of it, flipping the guy off.
I remember
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
This kid just hit the wall like 100, and he's just
I would have
Harmon.
been. Yeah, that was a bad deal.
We were testing the first in-car camera that I was doing, and Harmon's like, "You should put it in my car." And I was like, "Okay." He's like, "Because even if I suck, it will be really good." And he hit the wall. Like something broke in his steering, and he drove straight on the wall. Lap 2. I was like, "Wow."
Yeah, he has. I don't know what it is with him. Since I've known him, he's had the hardest time with tie rod nuts. His tie when
You know what else he has a hard time with?
If he ran the right ones.
Fingers.
his tie rod nuts, just the nut falls off all the
He
time.
probably doesn't tighten them.
I
I
understand
got a
that.
funny Harmon story.
but no,
I got a real good. I got a really good Harmon story. So we're at Oktoberfest, the first Oktoberfest that I was managing, and
You had to really bring that in. That was unnecessary.
well, because it's different. It's
We
different.
get it, John. You run Lee.
Thank you. But shut up, Bob.
What a douche.
Yeah.
Who
Anyways,
invited this douche?
so
yeah, I own the garage,
well, no,
and I work on cars
yeah,
there.
and he's the best. But no, so I go down to Tech and I go, listen, it's Oktoberfest, and Harmon had won. I go, easy, you know what I mean? Go over the simple stuff that we posted. Don't go digging, because it was him and all these outside guys from different tracks, and they were all way faster than our guys, normal guys. And I go, just check what you can. And if you find anything that you find, just let me know. I didn't make it up. You know where the old tech station was at Lee? I didn't make it up to the hill. And I hear, John, and I turn around and I go, what? And I swear to God, he goes, I didn't even have to open the hood. He goes, and he shines the flashlight. He had aftermarket lowers on the back. And Harmon looks at the guy that finished second. He goes, oh, fucking, he has them too. I was looking at him. Him and the other guy start spouting off. I'm like, you guys just both go. Jesus Christ. He actually this year, because the rule was, he had like 3 of them.
I remember
and the rule
this.
was stock suspension minus the springs. And he had the same, I'm sure, aftermarket lowers. And we busted him for it. And he posted a picture on Facebook later of that setup with the stock spring and shock with the aftermarket lower. Then another one with the stock lower with a racing spring and strut. Harmon, what? I changed the lower.
Actually, I think you were involved in that post. I'm pretty sure he said, I don't see what the difference is. And you were like, this angle. I remember this post.
I didn't even comment. I just looked at it and I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
hard,
it's but I'm really hoping, and I hear a lot of people that are interested in. I think there's gonna be a lot of super streets at Hudson this year.
I hope so.
I hope so too.
I think there's gonna be a lot.
I'm hearing that, and I'm hearing that Crown Vics are being built like crazy right now.
Yeah,
I don't know for
that
where.
division will be junk in 6 months.
Somebody actually, sent me a message asking about cages because they said they couldn't find any.
Jimmy Renfrew
Said
and
didn't
Arno.
have any.
I think
No, he orders them every week.
I think Crown Vic class, to race a Crown Vic, you can't have raced a division before. Because that's what's going to ruin it. Look at, of course you're going,
Well, no, because you're going to literally get all new drivers. Trust me, I don't care. I only want to race every once in a great while to blow off steam. That's it. But you're going to get guys that
blow off the paint on the wall.
That too. But like I said, it's just the problem is that you're going to try and get.
I love the idea of it, and I really hope it stays what it's supposed to be.
An entry-level class.
Yeah, and I hope it stays.
Hey, you want a part-time tech job at Lee?
Are you all right?
No, I'm not. I own 3 racetracks. Of course I'm not all right.
Yeah. No.
Why not?
Because I don't. Do you know how much? You're going to have 2 more kids soon. You're going to see how busy I am soon. I go to work. I go home. I get 2 little kids running around. The age gap, when it's so close, they like feed off each other and just. Yeah.
How'd that go?
Yeah.
On that note,
Ben will have it soon.
I know.
yeah, +1.
I know. I told him when he's in my shop the other day, I said, you better get ready. Get a nanny.
I've already got one lined up.
Nannies are the best.
I love the phone call that I had with Ben when he was at your shop. We were doing I got his suit proof. And Ben's like showing it to Bob. He's like, what do you think about this? Bob's like, you trying to be a freaking orange cone?
Yeah, I was like, that suit come in a dimmer switch?
I said to Ben, I go, hey, when we have Pumpkin Fest, you can be the pumpkin.
That's fine.
Remember when which
Apparently you're getting
Dana
McDonald's
Sullivan,
on the
when he
way
used to have
home,
the
Ben.
pumpkin car at the Howler?
Oh,
Remember when they used to do that? You could just walk out.
that was.
You'd be like, come on, guys. One of the Sullivans,
Steve
I thought,
Dickey
had
drove
it.
it one year. It was a Sunfire. It was the whole thing was a pumpkin.
Yeah.
Steve had like this much to see out
Yeah,
of it.
it was the eye.
And it was
Yeah.
the funniest thing because like
They'd start on pole.
we were all sitting in the pit stands, and Steve Dickey's like, where are you guys sitting? I'm like, we're going to sit right here. He's like, all right, I'm going to pile cars up right there. And he did. There was a pile of cars. There was like this much room on the top and this much room on the bottom to go by. We were all dying laughing. Will there be a jump at Pumpkin Fest this year?
I'm working on that. I talked to a buddy of mine who used to do Hollywood stunts and stuff at California.
At Hollywood.
In Hollywood, yeah, I know. Shut up. So I asked him about a jump. He showed me a couple little ones, and I showed him one. I don't know where it was. It was a Lincoln Continental that hit it. It was like 40 feet in the air. He goes,
Oh, that video that yeah.
He goes, did you look how it was built? It was. I looked at it. It was, I think, a trench plate from like a construction site and a laid down Jersey beer. I go, I know.
Oh my God.
So
I think you should let everybody drive your Crown Vics for that race.
No,
Why?
cuz no.
What about your Porsche? I want to see your Porsche hit the jump.
No.
It'd be like those sedans hitting the dirt mountain. They just hit the splitter. That'd be like hitting a
Ben,
wall.
come on. We dare you to do it.
Great. I'm not doing it.
Come on, Ben.
You can do it, Ben.
But you know, I have a couple Grand Marquis that run. I'll hit it with that.
So I told
Can you
Ben,
hit it? Will that like kind of
I don't know.
Make you a
I
little
might get
woozy?
sick. Who knows?
what I want to do is get those, you
So
know,
my
those
trip, I gotta
temporary
hop out and
speed
puke.
bumps? Like the road slaps, the speed bumps, the temporary ones. I just want to buy like 30 of them and just scatter them on the straightaways and then just run a 50-lap enduro.
I think you should just like stagger Jersey barriers. You have to like go around them.
Yeah, we could do that.
We could do that.
Yeah,
That would be fun,
could
actually.
easily do that. And that's
Bob's
the
in
stuff
charge
that
of
we want to do
promotions.
again. No, that's exactly it. For all the fun
Well,
stuff.
for that jump race, I think it would work on the front stretch, and then you just use half the X. So so instead of going through the X, you have to hit the ramp once. It could just be a graze. It could just be whatever.
No. Make the ramp the whole width of the front
so they
stretch.
have
So
to
they
hit the damn
have to
thing.
hit it.
Oh, I could. I could do that.
Yeah.
Well, because I gotta wait for the snow to melt because at my uncle's pit.
You don't have like a heater?
Yeah, a giant heater.
Flamethrower.
No, because I know there's a bunch of.
He would be the one to have that.
Elon sells them.
He'd be like, Bob, look at this.
I know it's my car. Look at it. No, he's got a bunch of trench plates at his sand pit. I want to see if those are his or someone else. I want to buy them. I'm literally just going to get a couple Jersey Bears, lay them down, put them on, and go, all right, guys, got to hit it.
I'm just saying, if you ran the oval, right, and you had the jump on the front stretch, and then you do 10 laps at a time, and each car has to do like the kidney, one lap, like a Joker lap, you just have like a Hudson Rally right there. It's a rally course right there.
But you could put like a linear actuator in the ground on the trench plate and put one on the front stretch and one on the back stretch and not tell people when you're going to pick it up. So it just comes up.
You had me, and then you just lost me again.
Why? That'd be awesome.
I mean, that would be cool.
Because if you go look it fast, and then you can pick it up and be like, oh, no.
Yeah, that's golden. That's golden toilet territory right there. That's, yeah.
Or no, you'd be on the ramp and you'd hit it.
Ben's like, I want the clicker.
But that, like I said, Hudson has got to be Hudson.
If you guys go on YouTube, anybody, and try to find the video of Doug Danger jumping at Hudson back in.
Oh, my God.
You want to watch the guy almost die?
I have to check it out.
Oh, he landed on the front stretch. He landed all fucked up, and he just.
What's the other video we have to check out too? You said there's another one with a bad wreck that we got to check out.
John Foltz.
Yeah,
Okay.
John Foltz at Star, and yeah, Doug Danger at Hudson. He landed on the front stretch, went on the ground, and barrel rolled his body just into the turn one concrete 100 times.
Do you remember when that other kid, he used to hang out with Billy Osborne. He got the I-beam in his car.
Scotty Vallecca.
Yeah.
It was an I-beam, or I thought it was a steel bumper.
No, so
That knocked him out.
That's why they don't have bumpers allowed in the howler anymore. This kid had an I-beam. I remember seeing the car. It was an I-beam.
Yep.
And it had like 2 tack welds like this on it.
Boy.
So it's the I-beam for the bumper.
Yes.
Okay, that's
so I was like, that is not going to stay on there. And I remember watching the race, and he hit somebody, and it came off, and it went up in the air like this.
Oh, my God.
And it was spinning, and it went straight. This kid didn't even have a windshield in the car. He had a piece of screen in it. Straight in the car, right next to him.
Yeah, I'd be
it
done.
hit him and knocked him out.
Oh, yeah, it knocked him. Well, he was kind of anyways, but.
Yeah, well.
But so I remember going to the ambulance, and I'm like, are you alive? And he was like, yeah, it was not bad. I'm like,
All I remember, I know for a fact he was either knocked out or not with it because they threw the red and it's the howler. It takes you, again, 10 minutes to
because he went off
stop
the
everybody.
backstretch.
Like turn 2, backstretch,
Yeah.
and all you hear, it's dead silent. You just hear bump, 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 because he was on the chip out in the woods. Bump, 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 bump,
I'll
bump.
never forget that. It was like way up in the air, just this big, solid I-beam. I'm like, he's dead.
I didn't
He's
watch
dead.
that. I watched him go off too, and then heard it, and they were like, "Yeah, he was knocked out." And then I found out later that he got hit by that.
I said
bumper.
he's dead.
That's
He's got to be dead.
Unbelievable.
But that's why they don't allow bumpers anymore. Because they used to allow like race car bumpers, and now they don't anymore because of that. Because some donkey who shouldn't touch a welder
Yep.
did that.
Some guy
One
shit
guy that
himself.
ruins it.
Some guy shit himself, and we're all wearing diapers now.
On that note, that does it for us this week. Bob, you held it together surprisingly well. I'm very
Yeah,
impressed.
dude, you moved to the street stocks, and you're like all formal now. It's weird.
I'm the best.
Tell everybody.
It's my tech talks.
All right, when's the next Tech Talk? Because I actually thoroughly did enjoy that, seriously. That was fun.
It was knowledgeable.
It
right?
was very good.
The only thing I can't figure out is why my phone put an echo online.
I don't know. I just thought you didn't know how to use your phone.
But the videos on my phone's fine, but on Facebook it's an echo, which is weird. I don't know. I got to talk to Mark
Yeah.
Zuckerberg.
Yeah. They can't handle the Bob. That's what it is. All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Have a good one.
See ya.